So today we're going to talk about AutoPosher. I'm going to show you how to use it and why I love it so much. So last year I sold stuff from my house on eBay. And then this year I started doing it as a full-time income is my goal. So in April, AutoPosher came out and it had been tested by some big resellers that I knew. So I grabbed it because it lets you list. You take your eBay listing, it lets you list on Poshmark, Depop, and Mercari. And for clothing, I was trying to integrate clothing. I was, sorry, I've never worn a wig before. So I was trying to integrate clothing and into my business, and to do that because it took so much time to take the photos and stuff, then and I really didn't even have time to source it. This allowed me to get 4 times ROI for my time, right? So if I could only list 5 pieces of clothing, technically it would be like listing 20 pieces of clothing. And with AutoPosher, the thing that I heard from the people I was following that have tried more than one, they were already using List Perfectly and Vindu, is that they said that this one delists. That was a problem all the cross posters had, was they were having problems delisting your item from eBay, right? So then if you didn't go down and manually delist something, and who can stop what they're doing in the middle of like 2 o'clock when you're outsourcing and delist it? I still think it's wise to check, and I still do check, but I've had it since April and it has never failed to delist, and that is why I use it. There are 3 paid tiers. We can look into that. I have the $70 one. I was before this, I was a digital downloads, blog post writer, PLR creator. That's a whole nother thing. But anyway, it was all online stuff, and I could tell you tools can make or break your business. I'm telling you, if you have the right tools, I will pay money for tools. I have never regretted. And November, I had a terrible month in November, and I have never regretted spending $70. Plus, my profit margins, what I spend is low. I don't spend more than I make. And it's a nice tax deduction because I need tax deductions. We don't have children in the house anymore. We don't own our own home, so those do add up. And I don't spend much on my business. So my husband works full time. He doesn't have a lot of tax deductions since they took away, costs of work clothes and gas and all that. So anyway, whoops, I need to share my screen. Sorry. I've never regretted it. I am an affiliate. I've been an affiliate since June because it's so awesome. Like, it's so awesome to just know that I can do one thing and be on 3 platforms. So, and I could tell you when my eBay sales are slow, I'll sell something on Poshmark, something that should have sold on eBay, like on Mercari. I sold $45 sale on empty game cases that we had. Why didn't that sell on eBay? They sell them on eBay. And then I sold a vintage round table Scrabble game on Poshmark. And I don't know why that didn't sell on eBay because those both had decent sell-through rates. So those sold within a couple days. So that's why I'm saying it's nice to have that, right? You never, in today's economy, it's been like this for a few years now, where it's almost vital that you have to have your eggs in, you have to have 2 eggs in 5 baskets. Okay, let's get started. Let me show you what I'm talking about so I don't ramble on and waste your time. Let's share my screen. Share. Okay, I'm going to show you this real quick. This is Toby. It's free. It's a tab organizer. It's a bookmarks organizer, right? So I guess Vindu, somebody was telling me that Vindu is a plug-in software program, which to me, that seems, excuse me, that seems so dated now, right? was probably great back in the day. This is a Chrome plugin. So just like Toby is a bookmarks organizer, it's a Chrome plugin, right? I can go to eBay from here. I can go to my orders screen. I also go to Poshmark. It's just a bookmark. It's just a bookmark. So I just go to AutoPosher. You don't have to keep it open all the time. You just go to it when you want. I'm not a techie person, so I'm good at the new tech, like the new AI. See, I made my background. I'm decent at the AI on the interwebs. I'm pretty good about that, but the old tech, nah. Okay, so we're going here. This is your dashboard. Poshmark, 458. Poshmark's high maintenance, 458 self shares, 3-party shares, 80 community shares, 1 relist. 1 offer, 18 reciprocal follows, 500 new follows, 0 unfollows. So this is really good. If you sell clothing, and honestly, I don't know if I would have gotten this if I hadn't sold clothing, because then I'd just be doing eBay, Mercari, and Etsy. And Etsy isn't on this platform, but because I sold clothing, I was like, Poshmark, even though I sell some things on Poshmark, and we know Poshmark is a clothing, right? And then Depop is also clothing. There's not much really that you could sell on Depop at all, but clothing. Depop is think of Etsy with clothing. Okay, so that conquers your Poshmark platform. If you're gonna be on Poshmark, it does all these things. We are automatically seeing uppers. We have finished following. We'll resume tomorrow morning. I do when I'm waiting in line at the post office. If I'm waiting in line somewhere, I will go in and share manually because I feel like that helps my platform. Now I've been doing it more this week because of the holiday lines because I ship every day and I go in and I wait for them to scan it in. It's a small post office. I don't wait more than 20 minutes. I'll just spend that time sharing on AutoPosher. It does help the algorithm when you go to the platform, but the majority of the time, I don't go in and do that. I don't have time to go do that. That's why I pay $70 a month is worth my time. eBay. Now, eBay has a thing now where you could set up to do auto offers from their platform. So I don't know that I would use this at all, but I used to use this, especially when I was new and less together, less organized, because I would not remember to send offers. Now I have alarms set, so I remember to send my offers, and now it's a habit. But sometimes in the beginning, I would forget. So I was just getting a hold of all this, and so I just had AutoPosher send out offers. Now I did find, or I feel that eBay likes it, just like AutoPosher likes it, if you go on the actual platform and do that manually. So I do that manually. Also, I have a better hold of it. So offers before, I wasn't good at offers. I didn't know what to take. I didn't know what not to take. I didn't know when to count and when not. I really was not objective enough to do offers because I would be too emotionally attached to my items. I didn't have a good idea of what I was doing. Now I have a better idea of doing. I could do my own. But if you don't want to deal with all that stress, like you've got kids or you're in the middle of like work or whatever, do it this way. You know what I mean? Or do it from eBay now that eBay offers that option. I don't know, eBay's glitching a lot lately, at least for me. So anyway, it did recreate. This is the other thing I like. So this is relisting. It's not in listing sell similar, so it doesn't count as a new listing, but it does help your algorithm. And this makes sure that you have nothing more over 30 days on your shop. So whatever hits 30 days, it will automatically relist it. Okay? So it helps the algorithm. Now it doesn't take the place of in-sell similar and it does not take the place of new listings. In my experience, of this year, it's better to have a combination of all those. But I just wanted to say that, yeah, it's nice because it gives you that little boost. So like on the weekends, sometimes I can't list at all, or I haven't been able to. And it's helped. Mercari, it gives offers, relists. I'm not automatically relisting on Mercari. AutoPosher runs automatically in the background. No need to keep your device on or this page open. Right. Okay, get started. Let's see. I guess I have not done this before. I guess I'll 10% lower daily limit, 11 relists, show advanced options, include item. Okay, so there you could set up criteria to determine which your items are eligible. Typically, applying is not recommended unless you need to exclude certain items. Okay, so we're not going to do that. Let's just relist everything. And then Depop, it's the same thing. I got kicked off Depop. It was for a good reason. On my vintage letters, I have a link in there to the category of the letters so people don't send me messages going, do you have a letter F? Do you have a letter Z? I just send a link in the listing so they can copy paste that link and go look at the category. Well, I forgot to remove it several times, like several times. So they caught me once. They said, please don't, da da da. I did it again the next month. And this last time I had 3 listings and I did not realize that was on there. And they kicked me off. So now, in order to use AutoPosher, you have to be connected to Depop, but you don't have to have any listings as you see here. So I'm on there. And to be honest, I would have never sold on Depop because I don't do enough clothes or the types of clothes that Depop likes. So anyway, and they've never bought toys. One person has bought a set of manga books. I don't make many offers on Depop, but other people do well on Depop. And I think if you do clothing, that's the way to go. So I still think it's worth it. Even though I'm only on 3 platforms and not 4, it's still worth it. I would like it if they would add Etsy. I need to get on Etsy, but even though I need to get on Etsy, I'm still saying this is worth it. It's going to take a lot for me to move from here because I know it's tried and trusted. And look at the inventory system. So today, I had scheduled 5 listings yesterday to be published at 12 a.m. this morning. It's 12:25 p.m. When I read my resync, and I'll explain that in a minute, it didn't pick up those listings. I was like, why isn't AutoPosher picking up my listings? They were supposed to be published. I thought it was AutoPosher. It wasn't. It's that eBay ate my scheduled listings. I don't know what happened. Thankfully, I've still got the pictures. But that's the other good thing. I haven't done schedule listings since February because I haven't been organized enough to do them ahead of time. I would have never gone to check and gone, did eBay do my listings? Like I just wouldn't, I just assume it would work. This is a good backup. So let's do, oh, here they are. Okay. So I did a resync, right? I did a resync. I had done this on another video, but then it didn't pick up my listing. So I had to start all over because I had to list some things on eBay that I had scheduled for eBay to list in my scheduled item. So I went ahead and listed those so you could see what I was doing. So these are my newly listed items, right? And what happened was to get here, you do resync, continue. Uh, and it's that. Now, there's also a full sync, and I recommend full sync if you've made a lot of changes to your store. So if you've ended sell similar, like more than 5 items, do that. If you have, I wouldn't do it just for new listings. So you could see here, These are all the new listings I have on eBay. And also I need to go through and see what ones eBay did not post. So this was a good double check. And then if you do this, this is for your huge, like if you did a lot of significant changes, regardless, do this one once a week. Okay, yeah. You can't reseek. You have to take your time. So here's list on Mercari. And you could change the price if you want. I'm sorry I didn't run that through. I know these are all set up. So sometimes I'll change the price on Poshmark. So let's say on Poshmark, normally I'm not even going to list this small item on Poshmark. So list on Mercari, I can change the price if I want. Here's your shipping here. See, I don't need ground advantage. I need media mail. And it's not picking up media mail. So that's where you have to, there's magazine, and then we'll change the category. So that's where you want to check to make sure that you have your category proper. I don't know why it, there we go. So then it should give me media mail. No. Okay, I'm not going to mess with this right now while I'm recording. That's just a thing with media mail and shipping. You can figure out what you want. Sometimes Mercari prices are high, and this is, I'm just getting fine-tuned in shipping, but that's where you can go in and adjust it if you want and include it in your price. Let's do our men's Wrangler jeans. And this is Mercari. And they're only adding in January 10%. What I like to do is I just leave the price the same. And then you could go down here and check what shipping you want. I just leave the price the same. And then later, if they haven't sold on eBay, I'll go in, I'll do a price drop, or I'll go in and fiddle with the shipping if I have time. But right now, what I'm doing is I'm just going to get these on. So this one I'm going to put 54. This is on Poshmark. See, it's the same thing. Wrangler, waist 33, no discount, original price. And it's that fast. It's that fast. And then here the price is just $4.34. I know my shipping's right. And I know the toys. Wait, that said electronics. Okay, okay, it's just not. So that is not, it was not electronics. Takes a minute. See how it's not a toy robot. So sometimes you do have to double check the category. Now, if you're just doing toys, I'm just gonna put this one. If you're just doing toys, then it's not gonna, I mean, not toys, clothes. It's gonna be simpler. That's updating an item. And I don't want to list it on Poshmark too, to show you, okay, here's a vintage table rug. Well, this is the last one. And again, if it's clothing, you want to put your style tags in for certain items of clothing that I have done. I didn't do it the Levi's because I don't know them off the head of my heart, but you can do activewear. If you know them by heart and you have time to do them real fast, put them in because it does help on not on Mercari and Poshmark. It does help in the searches because people search by style tags a lot on Poshmark. They don't necessarily always search by brand. I have found that helps. But again, unless I know them by heart, I usually, what I do, because eBay is king for me. So that's what I spend the most time on. This is home dining vintage. I would rather put this on vintage. That's what I spend the most time on. So I just overview this the best I can. Usually I'm doing it really fast. I'm not even taking this much time and I'm just getting it done because where I really want to focus on is eBay. And then as I have time, I will go in and add style tags as a batch task and just add style tags to the same items on both Mercari and Poshmark. I'll go and say, okay, let me do my jeans or let me do my t-shirts or whatever. So anyway, now you know what that is. And then if you were to look, you can use this for inventory and you could put bot. And there it is. See, bots. So I don't always do this every day. It's best if you do it every day because of course it helps your algorithms, but I just do it as I can. Usually I'm busy doing eBay and then if I have time, so it's usually a couple times a week, I'm cross listing. So yeah, but anyway, it's good. Like I said, it's a good cross reference. Even now that I've got my SKU set up on eBay, when I looked at bots on here and only a few came up, I was like, where's the ones I posted this morning that I scheduled and then I had to go back to eBay and eBay ate them. So now I know, okay, go relist those. It's a good backup system. It also has this analytics here. Now it says we detected the sale, but marketplace isn't reporting final numbers just yet. So I would look at this at the end of every month, right? It's nice. I like the charts. So I usually, again, I use my numbers off eBay to determine my business as like that's the lead ship. And then the other two are supporting ships. It's also, even though, let's say, for example, I sell something on Poshmark, it's still a good, the sold is still a good gauge to go by because what's sold on eBay will sell, you know, has a good chance of selling other platforms. So you could see here my Mercari, I had a $45 sale and a, I don't know, $5 sale or something, and that's just not in yet. So use this at the end of the month so you could see your sales. So uh, it's a nice, I think this is a nice thing. This is a newer thing they did. You can affiliate and let's see if we can find the pricing. Let me go to my account. Let's do this. Account. So you could see your pricing. I'm going to unshare screen for a minute. There. I mean, my passwords are hidden, but okay, so I don't know if it says here's subscription. Okay. Let me share my screen real quick and I'll show you what the subscription page looks like. And I'm sorry if you're rattling on, guys. Or if I'm repeating myself, I had my whole thing planned and then I was thrown off because during the first recording that I had, my scheduled listings didn't list. And so now my brain's like shorting out. So this shows you listing credits 333 out of 750 used. Smart credits. I don't use smart credits. Smart credits is for like using the AI. And I have to pick what time I spend learning, and I don't want to spend it on AI for the descriptions and stuff because I feel like that's just more proofreading stuff I'm going to have to do. So I don't use that, but you can, right? This is the $70. I don't know how I would upgrade it. I don't think they have an upgrade. So it'll tell you list on Poshmarks, generate with AI. It'll tell you for this, it tells you how much. So you could see share, relist. That's all the benefits. If you go here, you can see if you just want one platform, it's 25 a month. It's inventory manager. You have that in eBay anyway. kind of, you should have your own inventory. Well, I guess it's an inventory manager in that. Okay. Poshmark automation, eBay automation. So what I do for my inventory is I have this as an inventory manager, but I have a document with my SKUs because I don't want it just saved on some online thing because what if it shuts down? So I have it, I don't have it on this. I'm putting it in my listings and I also have another document. Because what if Poshmark eats my listing? Then I can't find my item because my SKU would only be there. So I have it on a backup document. You have eBay automation, recreate and send offers, Mercari, Depop party email support. Yeah, they're awesome with their support. If you have a question, like when they brought in the resync, big sync thing I showed you, I didn't know how to use that. And if you don't do that and delist, it gets to be a mess. Then you have this, I think it's best. I don't pay for it for a year. I pay for it every month. I just don't have the Bundle Pro and all that. And then this is you're getting started. So if you want to get started on just the cross lister, you can do that. Me, I feel like if I'm going to be the difference between 35 and 70 to me, I'm just doing half. I just like having the whole thing. And I've thought about it. I thought maybe I should just do this one. Maybe I should just do this one. But I just really liked having the whole kit and caboodle. And then they keep adding features. So, and then I don't have to worry about running out of listing credits or whatever and all of that. So I like having the best tool available. I don't spend a lot of money on my business other than sourcing. So this is like, I don't know, I like it. It's just me. To me, it's like a net paying an employee, and it's way cheaper. So, and it's way more reliable. Okay, so let's go back here. And there was something I was going to show you. Oh, on the inventory, you can also check to see if there's any issues. And this is how I have caught duplicates. So you could say, any issues partially dislisted. That's usually how you catch duplicate. They don't have a duplicate listing, but they have a partially delisted listing. So sometimes when I sell similar and sell similar, I'll change the title around and I'll forget to delete the old one. And then not often, but I've caught myself the last month. Then I forgot to delete the old one. I reposted the old one. Then I had two listings of the same item. And it normally happens with these letters, right? So what happened was I came here and I went blue letters. And it shows you, oh, you just got one listing. You can reset. So there's your partially delisted. There's your mismatched quantities. There's your wide price range. That is the one. Almost everything for me is a wide price range because I often vary the prices based on the platform. Especially when Mercari was like, no fees. I like lowered my stuff a lot. So anyway, that is it. And if you use my affiliate, you get 15% off the first month, as it says here. I hope this helps. Leave your questions below because if I don't know it, I can go look and find out. I mean, if I don't know off the top of my head, I can tell you. So I'm just saying if you want to trust, what is going on? Oh well. If you want a trustworthy tool, if you want a trustworthy tool for your business, and it helped me scale. It helped me scale. Because I could tell you, especially when I was doing clothes, and even now doing books and things that don't take long to list, like toys, uh, it helps me scale. Every time I have something, it's like times 4, right? In return for time. Okay, I hope this helps. Stay magical.